All right, so we're looking at the Gothic PreCons. We already looked at the Necromancer. It's time to move on to the Harbinger. Necromancer summons skeletons and sacrificing them and other creatures to deal damage with fire and air. The Harbinger, my guess is air as well, will be in this deck just because of the color of the box, but we'll see. Oh, got them all. All right, let's separate these real quick. We've got our Atlas. We have our spellbook. And we have the Harbinger himself. Tapped player draws sight. And on setup, determine 3 random squares. Once on your turn, you can cast a minion to one of them for 1 less. Is that 1 less? Yeah, it's 1 less. That's interesting. So you don't have to do it at random, do you? You do. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Or let's see what comes with it. More like willing tribute. Sacrifice to untap an evil. Okay, so we're using evil in the Harbinger. Going to be monsters, undead. I do this every time. Undead and demons. He is immortal. Get 2. The slug. It's just a big monster. 7 for 7 though. In pre-con battles like this, where it's kind of low power, you know, kind of almost limited kind of feel. So 7's probably going to be pretty decent. Okay, there's a lot of expensive stuff in here. This is a unique monster. This looks like an old god as well. 7 for 10 with 4 threshold. 4 water threshold. That's crazy. Occupies all locations safely. If banished without 5 void. Is banished without 5 voids. So you have to have 5 voids or it gets banished. Ignores the abilities of sights. And it occupies everywhere safely. I don't know. I feel like they could just start playing sights and it gets red. And that's when you're at 7 mana. I don't know. Unless you can get this out early, I don't think that's great, to be honest. I'm not feeling it. Maybe I'm not seeing something, but I'm not digging it too much. Falling Star 4, Air Threshold Elite Aura of Supernal Portent. Last 3 of your turns. It's an aura that lasts 3 turns. Okay, we've seen that. When the star falls, you may summon... What? When the star falls? Is that at the end of the 3 turns? When the star falls, you may summon a minion from your hand atop an affected site. It strikes each other unit where it lands. Okay, so it does damage when it happens, too. Oh, man. So I assume it's... You play this, it lasts 3 turns, and when it goes away, that's when the star falls. That's what's going on. That's kind of cool. I like the theme there. That's a slow burn. And again, with a kind of high mana cost unique guy here, this is a real slow burn deck. I guess we get to play stuff for cheaper, though. But this, I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling the Harbinger off the bat, to be honest. Shogoth. Okay, we saw that in the little tokens and stuff. Tokens and collection cards. There it is. It's the 6 for 5 Submergent Voidwalk. So we got 2 of those as well. Oh my god, the some Ghost Crabs. These are also elite. Submergent Voidwalk. I like that. 2 for 0 has +1 power for each void in the row. Okay. That's interesting, but also could not be great. You know, your opponent starts playing sights around there, but that's pretty early. 2 mana. Submergent Voidwalk. That's an elite. Okay. Forsaken, Ordinary Undead. Voidwalk must be cast to an outer column. I have to cast it to the outer columns. 2 for 3 though. And it has Voidwalk. The only downside is it might not get into battle for a turn or two because it's gotta work its way from the outside of the map. But they might already have stuff over in that direction, so you never know. And it's a bit of a deal. 2 for 2 is Sea Witch, a spellcaster, and Ooh, a spellcaster that can go in the underground. That's actually a big deal. Get rid of those. I mean, if you're submerged, supposedly there's probably going to be, if there's one that has submerged, there's probably one that has burrow to shoot firebolts at those root spiders. Underwater is a different region than under land, so the Sea Witch will not be able to shoot fireballs underneath the land, but she will underneath the water. So if your opponent's hiding anything under there, spellcasters in the subsurface, though, that's a thing. Static Servant, 2 for 2. Ordinary Monster of Jolts and Volts. Genesis. Each other unit here takes 1 damage. Summon him, deal 1 damage to everything there. I like that. I'm in for that. Mesmer Demon, 3 for 3. Ordinary Demon. Look deep into its eyes. Genesis. Target adjacent enemy minion. Tap target adjacent enemy minion and make it step closer. Force movement. I like that. Into that. Water's good at that. Doug Kovacs. I like this. I like this art a lot. I mean, it's all okay. See, that's wild looking. Nomo Monitor. Okay. An exceptional monster soars aliens. Okay, it looks very alien. Submerge and Voidwalk. David O'Connor. That one's a creepy one. 3 for 3. Submerge and Voidwalk. 3 for 3. I don't know. Maybe. Slimy Mutants. 5 for 4. Ordinary with Submerge. 3 to transform an ally with Submerge into it from your hand. Okay. I'll take it. Especially if you have a weak little Submerge minion from early on in the game. 3 mana. Get a 4 power guy. I think that, what is that? That is an ordinary. Bone Spirit. Yeah, Bound Spirit. 4 for 4. Disabled unless adjacent to an allied spellcaster. So gotta have a spellcaster for this guy. Which we have had a couple. We've seen Dormant Monstrosity. 7 for 6. Costs 2 less. For each unit in an adjacent square. Has Voidwalk. Oh, we get 2 Bound Spirits. The Frozen Horror. We've seen this. Exceptional. Stealth. When it breaks stealth, disable other nearby minions until your next turn. I like that. Attack the site or attack a weak minion. Get that out of the way. It's 3 power, so you know he can take on those early game guys. And he, whenever he comes out of that stealth and ganks that minion, maybe attacks the avatar. Who knows? Disable all the other minions nearby as well. I like that. It's good little control, kind of sneaky card. Lacuna Entity. This is another elite. Submerge and Void. A lot of Submerge and Voidwalk, like duality going on here. 5 and 4. Genesis. Drag target weaker minion from an adjacent site here, ignoring it. Ignores regions, so you can pull people up. Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. Like, even if an adjacent site to here. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we'll have to look into that, but I like that. Regurgitator. I like the name. Elite monster. At the end of your, what is it? 5 for 4. At the end of your turn, Regurgitator must either fill its empty belly by banishing a dead minion. Alright, so you banish dead things. Jesus Christ, this artwork. I'm really just kind of noticing that for the first time. Or empty its belly by shooting a projectile that deals damage equal to the eaten minion's power. Okay, that's cool. So not only do you get rid of stuff in the cemetery by banishing it, you can then shoot that. I like this a lot. That's fun. Like, I don't know if it's going to be meta, but it's fun. 6 for 5. Submerge. Must cast Submerge and cost 1 less for each enemy in its body of water. Love it. Love that. It's exceptional. Gnarled Wendigo, also exceptional. Costs 2 less for each minion you sacrifice at its summoning location. That'd be better with skeletons. The Gnarled, I like that artwork a lot. Dan Seagrave, there he is. That's an exceptional. Oh, there it is. Gift of the Frog. That's where the purple frogs come from. Purple frog tokens. New to Gothic. Big deal. Gift of the Frogs. We get 2 of those. You summon a frog token. And you draw a spell. Not bad. Not terrible. I don't know. Maybe it's not great, but frogs. And you get to draw. You get to draw cards. 3 mana for the ice shards. Shoot 3 projectiles at one time. Each deals 1 damage, but melts before the 3rd step. Oh, okay. I was sitting there. Okay, I was sitting there reading this, and I'm like, wait, melts before the 3rd step, so as it travels across, can only go up to 3 steps, and then it melts. So it can only go. Well, 3 is pretty much all the way across the realm, though. So that's not terrible. Monster Morphos, exceptional. Disable target minion until your next turn. Target nearby minion. At the start of your turn, you may transform it into a monster from your hand or a horrible hybrids from your collection. The horrible hybrids being just the table. Jesus. Horrible hybrids being just a 3/3 ordinary monster. There's probably better things you could have, but if you don't have anything, I guess you'd use that. Swap. This is a thing. People have talked about this. It's an exceptional magic of unexpected exchange. Swap the location of target minion or artifact with another target minion or artifact. Yeah, love it. Movement's great. It's an exceptional. I imagine swap will find its way into many a water decks. Abyssal Assault 4. Exceptional. For each point of its power, an allied monster may deal 1 damage to a unit in a square near it. It just says a square. So again, this is something that could transcend the regions, it would seem. Because this is a square, this is a square. Even if you have something here that's submerged or buried like a root spider, you can deal damage to it. I like that. I hope there are things in the set that make this worth it. Because there is root spider, which is very popular as a burrowing, something that goes in the subsurface. But there's not a ton of stuff that goes in the subsurface that's super good. I mean, there are root spider, but I don't know what else. What else is there? There are some good things like porcupine pufferfish, but is that worth a 4 mana removal spell? I don't know. Into the Abyss, that's 4 mana. Submerge target minion or pull it into a void it's adjacent to. Okay, so you can submerge it or pull it into a void. This is like, I guess, Drown plus 1 more mana, but you can pull it into a void. Again, allowing you to get rid of something with Submerge, perhaps. But if it doesn't have Void Walk, then got him. Call of the Sea. This is an elite 6 mana. Means adjacent to target water site. Step towards it. Then submerge all minions there. I like that. Force movement with submerging them. Minions. Only affects minions, not units though. So that does make it a little worse. I like being able to move my opponent's avatar even more for 6 mana. Maybe. Call the season, maybe. Alright, so we also have to look at the Harbinger Atlas. I stopped the video, forgot to look at the Atlas. We have to do that. Croaking Swamp. Genesis, you may pay 1 to summon a frog token. More frog generation in an ordinary site. So now we have mortals. You have little foot soldiers. We have frog sites. That's great. Algae Bloom. Alright, this is the water version that gives us all elemental affinities on the turn that we play it. That's the water version. This is the air version, Twilight Bloom. The Accursed Tower, breaking wards with air. The first minion enters here, gains stealth. That could be your enemies. The Dark Alley. I like that artwork quite a bit. My old Elvira. Alright, Deep Sea. Oh, hey. Double Threshold. Did we see that in the Necromancer? I don't know if I noticed any Double Threshold, so Double Threshold has arrived on one site. It's an exceptional, and that's all it does. But Double Threshold is here. Den of Evil, Genesis. This turn, the next evil costs 1 less. Love that. Little mana cheating. What is that? That's ordinary too. Stinging Kelp. Deal 1 damage to each minion at target site in this body of water. I like that. I like the Stinging Kelp a whole lot. I also love that artwork too. That's an Alan Pollock. I have been drawn to Alan Pollock artwork. Then we've got the Stream. Again, these are just in the Spire from the drafting kit. Elder Ruins. This is an elite. Sacrifice a minion here. Cast a Shogoth. Submerge here from your collection. Shogoth. Again, we can find him. Is this 6/5? Submerge Void Walk. Not terrible. All you got to do is sacrifice a minion. So it could be just sacrifice a little dude. Again, no skeletons here. That'd be a good combo with a skeleton. Procure Port, exceptional. As long as we have 2 water. Genesis, you may cast a Horrible Hybrids from your collection to this site. And Horrible Hybrids is the 3/3 that we have here. Again, look at that artwork. Ian Miller. Alright, that is the Atlas for the Harbinger. The Harbinger deck overall seems like something you do get the discount with the Harbinger's ability. Maybe, I don't know, it seems a little slower. You got bigger guys. Some of them seem a little too slow for me, but I'm just more of an aggro quick player. I think so far, the Necromancer, I think, is my favorite. But don't hate. I'll have to play it. I'll have to try it. So we'll see. And that is the Harbinger deck. Let me know what you think about the Harbinger in the comments below. Give me a like for more sorcery content.